Hello, good afternoon. Maureen Sky, Crafty Sky Lady coming at you. My subscriber, that's right, you, my subscriber. How y'all doing today? I'm good. I'm in one of my usual places again, which is in my car, and parked in my parking lot of my doctor's office, but it's a day to check in with my lady, little Anna, little petite lady that I see for diabetes. She's really good, and we're getting there. If we go back, I think it was August, I was here and my numbers were high and the blood count was way up to 10.2, which I've never been that high. The A1C, well, now the last A1C down at 8, which is good, and getting lower. My averages of the blood fasting and that are still slightly high, but we're getting there. Excuse me, folks. And they just upped me to, see, every time I come, she ups me. I'm on the Lancet type insulin deal, and where I'm giving myself a daily injection, and we had gone to 24 units the last couple weeks, so now she wants me to go to 30, which I can do and see if that helps. And I've got to, which I've been trying to really eat healthy, eat better. I haven't really craved the sweets and salty. Sometimes I go through periods where I crave the salt and the sugar, and I'm yawning away right now because I haven't eaten that much today. I think that's what it is. I do have a little snack if I need something, but I thought I would go get some seafood for me and Eddie. He likes the scallops, the fried scallops, at Pete's Fish Market in Greenfield, and I might surprise him with that and get an order for myself too. That's a nice dinner, so I might do that. I gotta stop at the bank, but I thought, I want to do a video now. If you look at my statistics and the last video, it has been about 10 days, but people, I've made 2 or 3 videos. The problem is in my editing, I'm trying to edit them, and a couple of them were longer videos because I'm actually crafting and I'm working on some craft in my back room to show my people, for my YouTube channel. And because they're longer, it's taken me longer to upload, and then I tried to edit, and I couldn't even get the video to upload to YouTube from my camera, and that because of the length of it, and it keeps cutting out, and I have to start all over. So just know that I've worked on that so I can stay within a good time frame of coming at you. I've really been working hard at that, but my efforts the last 10 days have failed me. So that's why you haven't seen a video from me, but I've made them, and now I've got to either turn some of that into shorts or something. But just know I've worked on jewelry. I've made necklaces. They're on Etsy. Bling Sky Mosaics. Right now there's a couple of them on there, and I got to do more of that. And then I'm making these little snowmen, hand stitch embroidery, little faces of a snowman. It's just the eyes and then a carrot nose, and then little X's for the mouth on these little square muslin type fabrics, cotton. And then I'm coffee grunging them so they smell really good with spices, and even the fiber fill inside them. They're just small little, 3.5-inch squares. And what I'm doing is I'm making them for like bowl fillers. They'll be cute in a bowl with some greenery and cinnamon sticks and a nice little display on your table. And I'm making them to sell. I've got 30 of them going, and and then you stuff them afterwards with, I put more of the coffee spiced grunge spray in a spray bottle. I put those on also on the fiberfill and let that all dry, 30 little balls of that, stuffing them, stitching up where the opening is, and then getting them ready to gunge a little more on top with a dry brush grunge, and then get them on a craft site somewhere, Etsy or somewhere, to sell. I saw similar. Mine are a little bit different because I don't like to completely copy everybody else's work. And so I tried to add my own little twist on it. So anyway, I've been making these things and doing videos, and like I said, but the video side of things, my efforts are getting squashed because of the editing and getting it on there. So please know I have worked diligently at attempting to bring you some good content, and I will continue that. So that's why I'm doing this today from my car. It's a little cold. I didn't bust this jacket out last winter till maybe 1 or 2 times in January, and here it is November, mid-November, and I've got it out, and it's my warmest jacket. I love this thing. My husband got it for me years ago at Wilson's, which was a landmark and an iconic shopping store here in Greenfield for many, many years, Wilson's department store, and so they no longer exist, so it's even that more special. But I love the color. It's warm, and yeah, I had to bust it out. It's getting cold around here, and I'm sure soon we'll be seeing snow. But okay, so then I thought, well, okay, along with that, I gotta have some kind of a topic, being a storyteller that I am, right? So then I thought, well, okay, what's my topic? Well, getting near the holidays, let's talk about traditions. Do you have a tradition that you have, something that has to be done, or, for your Thanksgiving dinner, something that, just isn't going to be the same if you don't make that certain recipe or dish, or decorate in a certain way, or set the table in a certain way, or invite certain people, or sing a certain song, or cook a certain, piece of meat or something. Tell me what your traditions are. Well, some of mine, I like to do is that for Thanksgiving, and I don't even know, it might just be Eddie and I again this year, which is fine. I'm fine with that. My daughter and granddaughter are now in Florida, and they're very happy and doing well. She's actually starting a new job too. I'll tell you more about that in maybe the next video. But yeah, and so and my son lives right over in Turner's, but they generally spend Thanksgiving with her mother, and she comes from a big family, so the mother. So I think there's more traditional things they do on that side of things. So it could just be Eddie and I for the day, and like I said, but one of the things, our tradition that I always have to do is make creamed onions, boil the onions with a creamy white sauce. And that's because my mother made them for years, and it's just not Thanksgiving without the creamed onions. And my mom didn't make them in the typical way you would think of creamed onions, like when you go in a restaurant and it's the small little pearly onions. No, she made them with the big onions, because her take on it is that they have more flavor. And they actually, in my mind, do too. And I love doing it that way. I may throw in a few little ones, either or, but overall I make them with your regular good onion. So, good size onion. So I'll make up a big batch of those, and we love them. I love them with my dinner. Um, and another thing she would do that I try to do, so I guess it's a tradition too, is I will boil up, cut up and chop up a turnip, the orange turnip, and not parsnips, turnip. And I'll boil that up and mash that up with salt and pepper and butter. I love that. Some people don't like that taste of that. I can't get enough of it. I would rather have that than a bowl of ice cream, really. So those are a couple of my traditions. Yeah, but I mean, some people, and then Christmas, I'll make that again for Christmas, a table, whatever we do. If I'm cooking, that's what I'm going to be adding to the meal. Yep. And I look forward to the food for the holidays. I'm getting hungry, folks. That's why I'm yawning and tired. But anyway, I wanted to come to you and do a little video and explain what's going on. Let's see, things are good. I'm looking forward to an event this weekend, which is for my son. He was 50 yesterday, and he is a heart transplant recipient. I'm talking softly. That's the girl that waited on me and pricked my finger. She's a nurse. She must be off her shift now. And heart transplant recipient as of 2016, I believe it was. Yeah. So, and he's doing well. And so his 50th birthday event, his wife has planned a pretty good size event, private, but there's about 80 people coming to it. She's rented a hall, and there's going to be a little bit of finger food and entertainment. He sings in a band, a rock band, and does very good, and good sound, and that's his love. His first love, music. He was a DJ too. So his band is providing the music, the entertainment. So I'm really looking forward to that, and that's this Saturday. So there's that, and I just went to last weekend, kind of more of a ladies event, although men were invited too. But it was at my niece's house, and it was one of those things where you go and you shop, and vendors were set up, artisans, right in her living room. And then she had a big, beautiful, long counter full of a display of finger foods and nibblies and wine. And there were people there I hadn't seen in a long time. And then you could shop for jewelry or soap maker and photographers and just really fun little things. I had the best time. My girlfriend showed up, and there were people there she knew, and we just had the nicest time out. It was so much fun, and I had never been to anything like that. This must be something new, kind of like years back when we would go to Tupperware parties and, Princess House and that, Coppercraft Guild. I remember going to those kind of parties. Well, it was similar to that, but yet you had several artisans there. And of course, today with the different apps and ways you can pay, it's a good way to shop and not have to go to the malls and put yourself through a lot of that. So, and it's nice for the artisans too. I think they actually do better than if they showed up at a big show, because it's a little more personal, and I think people feel like you're there to shop. You're there to shop and help them, and I got some cool things, and it was nice. It was fun, a lot of fun. Yeah. So yeah, getting out and about. 'Tis the season, right? We're getting there, folks. So I'm working on my diabetes numbers to get that all going. I'm working on crafts and jewelry at home, fast and furious. My eBay is picking up. I got 4 or 5 items to do up, and I'm getting them out daily. I'm loving that. So yeah, things are good. I'm good. Eddie's good. His daughter, who's 63 now, she got some not so great news. She has cancer in her lung. Right now it's a spot in her lung, and it's a good size, and it's aggressive. And so they just put the port in a few days ago, and now she's waiting for a chemo schedule, and she knows she will probably lose her hair. And so she went shopping with some girlfriends and bought a wig, and she's getting ready, getting her mind and body and soul ready for this journey that she'll be on. Now, back up over the winter, right around last Christmas time, it started with, she had some pain in her abdomen area, and long story short, after putting up with the pain for so long and finally getting to the doctor, and x-rays and tests revealed it was cancer. She had several nodules, and so the surgeon got in there right away, got all that out, and she had a clean bill of health for a month or 2 there. But then what happened from that shortly on was in the urethra area, because it was so close to everything, it closed up on her, which can be dangerous. So she had to go back in the hospital, have that opened up so she could pee and get that all going. Got through all that. She's been through a lot already. And then they visited just recently, a few weeks back, for Eddie's birthday. They came up around October 17, 18, something like that, for the weekend. And the poor thing, all she did was cough, a terrible cough, and that's not like her. And she, if anything, she's always been more health conscious, and what she ate, always slender, and, you know, gets her exercise out, gets out in nature and does things, hiking and walking and running, and, you know, she's always been, and not a smoker, never smoked in her life, and yet she's got this thing in her lung now. So sad. And so the holidays are extra special to her, and she's on this journey, and so we're trying to stay updated every day as to, you know, what her next steps are, and wishing her all the best and prayers. So if you're one that prays, send some prayers. Her name is Michelle, so send prayers for Michelle, because she could really use that right now in the family. Yeah. And to get through this. Yeah. And I got to get to the bank, and I got to get over to I got to make a call and get Eddie some fried scallops. He will love that, and so will I. So anyway, it's been real. I love ya. Thank you for joining me. If you're new here, welcome. Maureen Sky, Crafty Sky Lady. I'm a storyteller. I come to you with good thoughts, good positive vibes. I like to craft. Watch me paint, sew, craft, and tell you a story, and give you something to think about. Let me know what your traditions are. That'll be fun. Comment. And yeah, let's get some of that going. I love stuff like that. And I love your comments. And I love knowing where you're from. So keep on joining me, people. We have fun, don't we? And until we meet again, I certainly hope the universe provides. I truly do. Thank you now. Bye-bye. Stay warm. If you live in New England or anywhere where it's cold, stay warm. That's my plan. Thank you now. Bye-bye.